In 43 CE, the legions of Rome crossed the Channel. Beyond the mist and forests of Britain lay tribes the Romans called barbarians, painted warriors who lived in roundhouses, worshipped strange gods, and fought from chariots. To Rome, this land was not just wild, it was rich in tin, iron, and grain. Emperor Claudius, seeking glory, ordered his armies to bring it into the empire. The invasion force was immense. The Second Augusta, Ix Hispana, 14 Gemina, and XX Valeria Victrix marched in iron discipline. They met resistance led by Caratacus of the Catuvellauni. Chariots clattered across muddy fields, warriors howled in defiance, and yet the Roman shield wall held firm. Slowly, Rome's formations advanced, spears bristling, their discipline crushing the chaos of tribal war. Claudius himself arrived later, bringing elephants as a weapon of terror. Town after town surrendered. Caratacus fled to the west, still fighting, but Rome had come to stay. Once the fighting slowed, the work of empire began. Straight roads carved through forests. Forts sprang up across the land at York, Chester, and Caerleon. Soldiers lived in barracks, drilled at dawn, and spent their days building roads, bridges, and aqueducts. At night, they ate barley bread and stew, gambled with dice, or wrote letters home. From these fortresses, Roman culture spread. Londinium, Verulamium, and Camulodunum grew in the bustling towns. Traders sold wine, olive oil, and pottery from distant provinces. Villas with mosaics and heated floors rose in the countryside. Temples to Jupiter and Mithras appeared, but shrines to native gods remained. Rome imposed order, but Britain kept its spirit. Rome's rule, however, brought hardship. Heavy taxes drained villages. Roman officials seized land. The spark came in 60 CE with Boudica, queen of the Iceni. After being flogged and watching her daughters assaulted, she swore vengeance. She raised a massive army of tribes and struck with fury. Camulodunum burned first, its defenders slaughtered. Londinium was put to the torch, its population massacred. Verulamium fell soon after. Tens of thousands died as Britain rose in flames. Rome staggered, but it did not fall. At Watling Street, a small Roman force faced Boudica's vast host. Packed tightly in formation, the legionaries absorbed the charge. When the Britons faltered, the Romans countered with brutal efficiency. The rebellion ended in blood. Boudica vanished from history, perhaps by poison, perhaps in battle, but Rome remained. For nearly 400 years, Britain stayed Roman. Garrisons patrolled the roads, their soldiers hailing from Spain, Syria, and North Africa. Markets thrived with goods from every corner of the empire. A farmer in Kent might sip Italian wine, while a merchant in Londinium sold jewelry from the east. But the northern frontier remained restless. Picts, Scots, and later Saxons pressed the borderlands. To hold them back, Hadrian's wall was built 73 miles of stone, cutting the island in two. To the south lay Rome's order. To the north, the untamed wild. By the 4th century, cracks appeared. Rome itself was besieged by enemies. Troops were withdrawn, fortresses abandoned. In 410 CE, the Emperor Honorius told the Britons they must defend themselves. The legions marched away, never to return. The villas decayed, roads crumbled, and towns withered. Yet the mark of Rome endured. Latin words mingled with Celtic speech. Christianity took root. Roman walls and mosaics lingered, silent witnesses to centuries of empire. Rome brought order, roads, and stone architecture. It reshaped Britain's trade, law, and religion. Yet it never erased the native spirit. The Britons absorbed Roman ways, but made them their own. Even today, fragments remain weathered inscriptions, broken mosaics, ruined walls. They tell of a time when legionaries marched through mist, when painted warriors faced iron discipline, and when Britain stood at the edge of empire. Rome came to conquer, but Britain endured. The island was never fully tamed, yet it was forever changed.